Hello, I'm Tommy Floyd with the National Archery in the Schools program.
And I'm Patrick O'Connell with the National Archery in the Schools program.
The purpose of this video is an annual reminder of NASP safety protocols that keep our program safer than any sport taught in school. Millions of students take NASP archery lessons each year, presented by their NASP certified teacher. NASP's safety record is perfect, making it the safest sport presented in a school curriculum. This video is required viewing for all NASP certified instructors to keep participants and facilities safe. It is intended as an annual safety review. All information covered in this video is simply a review of material covered in the basic Archery Instructor Training Manual and the BAI Refresher DVD.
The foundation of a safe NASP experience begins with a properly set up and operated archery range.
Shooting direction should be free from pedestrian traffic, whether in the gymnasium, multipurpose room, or outdoors. All shooting must take place under safe conditions. In every situation while shooting, the area downrange of the shooting line must remain free of people. The target area should be easily visible by the shooters, the instructor, and the people who could approach the range. This will enable shooting to be immediately halted if someone begins to walk near the target area.
The arrow curtain must be used when shooting indoors. It should be used when shooting outdoors as well. The curtain must be securely hung so that it or its supports are unable to fall over. The curtain should be positioned at least one arrow length from any hard object, including supports that might be holding up the curtain. The curtain should be loosely draped with 3 to 6 inches on the floor.
Whistle commands of 5 or more indicate an emergency. 1, to shoot. 2, get bow. And 3, go get arrows must be used to direct archers. The target, shooting, and waiting lines should be in place to let students know where they are to walk upon hearing various whistle signals.
NASP equipment has been extensively tested with literally millions of shots taken using the bows, arrows, targets, and backstop curtain approved safe for use by NASP. Programs that use anything other than NASP approved equipment are placing their students, facility, and NASP at risk.
Please remember, NASP schools or after-school NASP clubs who are discovered to be in violation of NASP safety or equipment protocols are subject to be removed or suspended from the program. If there are doors in the direction that shooting will occur, they should be locked, if possible, and signs placed on the outside to stop entry to the range. Such signs should read, "Archery inside, stay out."
Before conducting archery activities, the Genesis bow should be inspected to make sure it is safe for use. Bow strings and cables should be sound and without broken strands. Strings and cables should be in the tracks of the wheel and cam. The bow's limbs should be free of cracks or other damage. The arrow rest and cable guard should be in place and in good working order. The bow should be set at no less than 10 pounds of draw weight. If anything happens during archery class that could have damaged the bow, such as dropping or dry fire, the bow should be removed from use until it can be inspected and approved for safe use again.
Before conducting archery activities, the Easton arrow should be inspected according to the instructor's training to make sure it is safe to use. The arrow shaft should be straight and free from any cracks or dents. The arrow should have a point and 3 vanes or fletchings. The arrow's nock should be in perfect condition, free of any cracks or bent lobes. If anything happens during archery class that could have damaged the arrow, such as striking a hard object or hitting another arrow in the target, the arrow or arrows should be removed from use until they can be inspected and approved for safe use again.
NASP lessons must be led by a certified person or persons. To remain in good standing, the instructor must take and pass a BAI course, abide by NASP protocols, be approved by the school where the lessons are presented, and file an online annual participation report with the NASP National Office.
Each shooting session should begin with the emergency, safe shooting direction, and dry fire safety rules.
If an emergency occurs when shooting, such as a ball rolling or person walking down range, the instructor will blow 5 or more whistle blasts. When hearing this, the archer should stop what they are doing. If they have a bow in hand, the bow should be racked and the archer should walk behind the waiting line. If the archer is on the shooting line at full draw when the emergency is signaled, the archer should gently ease the bowstring forward, quiver the arrow, rack the bow, and walk behind the waiting line until the emergency has been resolved. We only shoot a bow when an arrow is knocked on the bow and the arrow is pointed downrange to the target. To shoot a bow without an arrow is called a dry fire. This can harm people and equipment. Once new archery students have had their dominant eye determined, been fitted with a string bow training aid, and taught the 11 steps to archery success, a safety orientation should be performed. During the safety orientation, students are individually observed while shooting their first arrows to make sure they can follow safe shooting and form instruction.
When pulling arrows, it is imperative that only one archer be at the target butt at a time. Other archers should be behind the target line and safe from an arrow's knock as it is being pulled from the target. When going down range to pull arrows, the instructor should be the first person to the target line to make sure that archers walk and that only one archer is pulling arrows at a time per target. The instructor should also be the last person to leave the targets, as students return with their arrows to the quivers and walk behind the waiting line. The instructor stays downrange to make sure all equipment and people have moved safely uprange, away from the shooting direction. The instructor moves uprange to the archers once all archers have moved safely away from the target area. All safety protocols are in place for good reason, to keep everyone and the facility safe from harm. These safety protocols must be used at all times. For more information about the National Archery in the Schools program, please visit naspschools.org. Thank you for watching.